The story begins with a boy named Jin Seok. Calm, wise, but a little broken inside. He noticed that his family was acting strange, as if they were hiding something from him. But what are they hiding and why? He has no idea. One day Jin woke up from a very bad dream. His whole body was drenched in sweat, but his entire family was with him. They tried to comfort him and laughed, saying he was tired. Couldn't sleep last night because of the excitement. Actually, they were moving into a new house. When they reached the new house, Jin felt something strange. The house was completely new, but it felt as if he had been there before. He saw his older brother, Yo Seok, who was the best at everything. Whether it was sports, studies, music, even girls liked him. Most importantly, he was a very good brother. Jin was the complete opposite. A failure in studies, not good in sports, and girls didn't even notice him. But despite this, he never felt jealous of his brother. In fact, he was proud of his brother. But then some time ago, Yo Seok lost a leg in a dangerous accident. During the renovation of the new house, Jin learned he would have to share a room with Yo Seok. Because the belongings of the old tenants were in one room, he found it a bit strange that their belongings were still there. Why should we be bothered by them? But he ignored it and went to help a worker. The worker asked him, "Is he your elder brother?" Jin smiled and said yes, but when the worker asked again, Jin asked in surprise, "Why are you asking?" Before the worker could say anything, Yo Seok arrived there. He told the worker that they were calling him in the kitchen. So go. At dinner that night, Jin's father told him that the old tenants would take their belongings within a month. Then Jin and Yo Seok could stay in separate rooms. Jin asked what was kept in the room. His father said he didn't know, but the previous tenants had requested with folded hands not to open it. He also told Jin that he had a mischievous mind, but don't open it, okay? Hearing this, Jin felt even more strange. Just then, suddenly a sound came from the upper floor. Jin asked if the sound came from that room, but everyone got confused and said maybe it was lightning. Just then, lightning flashed in the sky and they thought it must be the sound of lightning. But Jin's inner voice was saying something else. That night, when Yo Seok fell asleep, Jin started listening to music on his MP3 player. Suddenly, he heard a sound. At first, he thought he might have heard something wrong, but then he heard the sound again. The sound was coming from that closed room. Jin fearfully went to that door. His mind kept wanting to know what was inside. He was about to open the door when someone grabbed him from behind. He was startled, but then he saw it was Yo Seok. He told Yo Seok that the sound was coming from inside the room. Yo Seok also tried to listen, but he couldn't hear anything. He said, "You're making an excuse to avoid studying again, aren't you?" Then they both went to a nearby hill by the house. Both brothers spent a good time together, but then Yo Seok received a call. He said that Dad asked for a file, so wait here, I'll go and give it, okay? After that, Jin stayed there. But on the way, some people surrounded Yo Seok. Jin saw that some people were beating his brother. He immediately ran to save him, but they grabbed him before that. Jin couldn't do anything, but he memorized their car's license plate number. After going home, he told everything to his parents and then fainted there. The next morning, detectives came and Jin told them the number, and they said such a license plate was not registered. After this, they tried many ways to find Yo Seok, but he wasn't found, and days passed like that. They weren't finding any clues. Jin and his family got more stressed. The medications Jin was taking increased. One night, he had a dream where he was torturing someone. Then Jin woke up again, and it was another scary dream. But this time, his parents and Yo Seok were also in his room. 19 days later, Yo Seok returned and he remembered nothing. The detectives asked him many times, but he couldn't tell them anything. Slowly, everything started to return to normal. Jin also got back into his routine. One night, Jin saw Yo Seok going somewhere. He wondered whether he actually went somewhere or if it was just his imagination. The next day when he asked, Yo Seok denied it. Jin brushed off his response, but then he saw something strange. Yo Seok was limping on the wrong leg. He asked, "Yesterday you were limping with the right leg, today with the left. Wow." Yo Seok said, "You're confused." "It's nothing like that." Hearing this, Jin became a little cautious. That night when he fell asleep at the study desk, Yo Seok came near him. He picked up a pencil and brought it right next to his eye. Just as it was about to touch, the pencil tip broke. Yo Seok put it back and Jin's eyes opened, confirming something was wrong. He started following Yo Seok. He saw that he wasn't limping anymore. Then he saw Yo Seok giving instructions to two people, and they were the same detectives who had come to their house. Jin realized that this is not my brother, this is someone else. A conspiracy is underway. Something dangerous is going on in our house. Soon he went up to a room. Jin went after him as well, but as soon as they reached upstairs, he suddenly disappeared. When Jin started to go back, he got caught. They said, "You are ruining everything. You're spoiling the boss's plan." Initially, Jin pretended not to understand anything, but when he realized they wouldn't let him go, he ran away. They chased him for a long time, but eventually he escaped, but then someone grabbed him from behind and knocked him unconscious. It was none other than Yong-sik. When Jin's eyes opened, he was in his room. Very confused, he couldn't understand what was real and what wasn't. He saw that his brother was sleeping with him on the bed. Now Jin was completely confused. He couldn't trust his own eyes. Whatever happened that night shook his entire belief. When Yong-seok saw him, he started trembling with fear. He asked, "What happened, Jin?" But Jin couldn't answer because he still didn't understand if it was a dream or reality. He went to the bathroom and locked the door from inside. Yong-sik came there and said, "What are you doing?" But Jin was scared. His panic started to increase. He screamed, "Get away from me." Yong-seok couldn't understand anything. He also got a little nervous. He asked, "Why are you reacting like this?" Jin started shouting and explaining what he saw last night. He started explaining every little detail. Yong-seok said it was all a dream. "Jin, you are overthinking." But Jin didn't agree. He said, "You are not my brother. Who are you? Tell me your true identity and where is my real brother?" After some time, when Jin saw no one was outside, he picked up a pipe and slowly came out of the bathroom. He was just looking outside when Yong-seok caught him. "Calm down, Jin, calm down." The two brothers started fighting. But in the end, Yong-seok pinned him down and said, "Calm down. Jin, you were just having a bad dream. You didn't take your medicine last night, did you?" Then Jin remembered that, "Yes, I forgot to take my medicine yesterday." Now he also started to think maybe it was just a dream, and he cried. After that, Yong-seok took care of him. Jin took his medicine and apologized to him. He said, "I mess everything up, don't I?" Yong-seok smiled and said, "It's okay, you rest, Mom will be coming." When Yong-seok left for the office, Jin saw from the window that Yong-seok was limping with his right leg again. Jin thought to himself that maybe I was wrong. Now he calmed down and started focusing on his studies, but then his pencil fell under the table. When Jin went to pick it up, he saw the same broken pencil tip he had seen last night. Seeing this, his breath stopped. He became convinced that whatever happened last night was not a dream. Everything is true. When Mom came home, Jin told her everything. Mom got worried. She said, "I'll tell your dad right away." But Jin stopped her from doing so. "If Yong-sik leaves the house tonight, we will follow him. Then everything will become clear." Mom nodded in agreement. When Jin was heading to his room, Mom asked if he was really sure that Yong-seok did all this. Jin said, "This is not Yong-sik." That night, when Jin came downstairs to drink water, he heard his mom's voice. Mom was talking to someone, the same man who has been pretending to be Yong-sik and living with them. Jin quietly hid near the wall and started listening. Mom said that he has found out everything. She was telling everything to Yong-sik. Hearing this, Jin realized that Mom is also part of this lie. Then accidentally he made some noise, after which Mom became alert. Yong-seok said to check if he's sleeping or not. After that, Mom went straight towards Jin's room. Jin realized that if he wants to save himself, he has to reach the room before his mom. He quickly climbed up the side of the building and jumped through the window to lie on the bed. Mom saw that Jin was sleeping. With a sigh of relief, she turned around. After Mom left, when Jin heard the sound of the door closing, he got up. But then Mom asked, "Jin, how did you get wet with water?" Saying this, Mom had returned. She saw Jin. Jin couldn't say anything. His breathing was heavy, but Mom smiled and left. She picked up the phone and said, "Yong-seok, come quickly. I have also been caught." Jin immediately fled through the window. Running on the road, he saw Dad coming from the front. Jin got confused about whether to trust him or not. Just then Mom and another man came to him. Dad asked him, "Where are you going?" Jin lied, saying he was going to meet a friend. They asked more questions and Jin gave confused answers. Dad said, "You are not going anywhere." They tried to take him back, but Jin ran away. The man also ran after him. At the corner of the road, he saw a police station. Jin was running at full speed. The man was about to stop him when an accident happened there. Jin saw the opportunity and reached the police station. When the police listened to him, Jin said, "I've been held captive for a month with fake people pretending to be my family." The police asked, "So how did you think they were your family? You should have recognized your parents, right?" Jin replied that he himself didn't understand how he believed it. Then a junior officer brought his record and started confirming the details. "Is your name Jin Seok? You were born in the year 1977. When he said yes, the police officer said, "Then you should be 41 years old." Hearing this, Jin was shaken. He said, "I'm 21 years old. It's still 1997. Hearing this, the police officers started laughing. An officer showed him the calendar. "Brother, it's 2017 now." Jin looked around. There were new gadgets everywhere, LEDs, smartphones. Then his eyes fell on a mirror. What he saw shocked him. In the mirror, he looked like a middle-aged man. It was Jin himself. After this, Jin went back to his home. He had no other choice. His mind was filled with questions. He went straight to the room where entry was forbidden. Everything in the room was scattered, but there was a strange beauty to it. On the floor were two dolls with blood stains. There were blood stains everywhere, but a special kind of music was playing in the background. Then Yeon-seok and others came inside. Yeon-seok said that the plan failed again. Jin shouted angrily, "What have you done to me?" Yeon-seok lit a cigarette with a slight smile and said, "The story started 20 years ago. In that room, a mother and daughter were murdered. The police made every possible effort, tried every method to reach the killer, but they failed every time. In the end, they even released ads for witnesses, stating that anyone with information would be rewarded. But so many years passed and gradually the world forgot about the case. But for the family of that mother and daughter, the wound was still fresh. They couldn't forget that night. For them, it wasn't just a murder. Their entire world had shattered. That's why they themselves gave money to someone, to a person who could get them justice." That was Yeon-seok. Yeon-seok put his life on the line. For 4 years, he investigated with all his efforts but failed at every turn. But one day he reached the truth. And the truth is that Jin was the killer. Then the series of tortures began. They wanted to extract the truth from Jin by any means. But the surprising thing was that even after inflicting so much pain, Jin denied every accusation. The truth in his eyes confused Yeon-seok too. But Yeon-seok knew that he was the killer. The victim's family wanted revenge. But if Jin doesn't even remember his crime, then his death would be in vain. That's why they called a forensic hypnosis expert. Jin underwent a psychological evaluation. It was found that when Jin was 21 years old, something happened to him that made him erase his own memories from his mind. In medical terms, this is called dissociative amnesia. That's why a different path was chosen. He was hypnotized and taken back to his last happy memory, when he moved to a new house with his parents and brother. In 1997, Yeon-seok played the role of his brother. 2 psychologists became his parents. He was shown the same house where the murder happened 20 years ago. That's why the house seemed familiar to him. The worker who met him initially was surprised because Jin was calling Yeon-seok his elder brother. The voice he heard from the room was of Yeon-seok's people recreating the murder scene. Yeon-seok took him to the hill so that during that time everything inside the house could be prepared. The plan was to send him back home alone, but everything went the other way. The police caught Yeon-seok for illegal activities while Jin thought his brother had been kidnapped. After 19 days, Yeon-seok somehow got out by bribing the police, but it hadn't rained yet and rain was crucial for that scene. Jin had been hypnotized, but now the effect was slowly starting to fade. Jin's suspicions kept increasing, and eventually everyone ended up here. Then Yeon-seok tried to take him to another place. He even asked on the way, "Did you understand?" Jin replied that "I'm ready to accept everything, but not one thing. I didn't kill anyone." Hearing this, Yeon-seok got angry and said, "You are the killer, damn it. You killed them and you will have to die too." Jin said, "I'm not going to die right now," and suddenly opened the car door and jumped onto the road. Yeon-seok was shocked to see this. Jin ran far away, but Yeon-seok was right behind him. Accidents happened on the road, cars were damaged, some small shops too. Yeon-seok had gone crazy, but then he himself got badly injured in an accident. Jin saw that now he wouldn't be able to catch him, but then Jin also got injured in another accident. Jin was admitted to the hospital. In the operation theater, his mind showed him his entire life. In 1997, I was getting my car fixed while listening to songs. After the car was fixed, he called his parents. They were going to their new home, but had an accident on the way. His parents were killed on the spot. His brother survived, but his condition was very critical. Now the responsibility fell on Jin's shoulders. Jin put in his full effort. He prepared for every job. Whether it was online or offline, he was ready to take any opportunity that came his way. But he hadn't even passed the 12th grade. He was terrible at studies. Who would hire him? Still, he somehow managed to get his brother treated. After 6 months, the doctors said surgery was necessary. Now Jin didn't have any money, so he thought of selling his kidney. But he didn't find any trustworthy buyer. And after enduring so much, he finally broke down inside. One day, a message popped up on his computer. The person on the other end asked, "Are you willing to do anything for money?" Jin said yes. The man then said that if he killed someone for him, he would get the money. At first, Jin was shocked. He couldn't sleep all night. But the next day, he agreed. When he reached the address, it was the same house and it was raining. He found the key. He entered the house. The man said to kill only the mother, not the children. Jin went straight to the bedroom. But seeing the mother with her child brought him back to his senses. He felt it was wrong and started to leave. But the mother misunderstood and started screaming. Jin said he was leaving. The mother understood him too. Both became silent. But then the daughter saw him with a knife. Now the daughter started screaming. To silence her, Jin pushed the door and accidentally fell on the girl, unintentionally stabbing her with the knife. Jin panicked. When the mother saw him, she also started screaming. Jin stabbed her too. When he was about to leave the house, the younger son appeared. He asked, "Where is my mom?" Jin didn't know what to do. He told him to go to his room and count from 1 to 100. "I'll go and bring your mother and sister to you." After that, the child went to his room. After that, Jin saw a photo. It showed the man who had promised to help his brother become a doctor. There is a significant age difference between Jin and him. Jin is a doctor. Then he realized that the doctor took advantage of his desperation. He had sent Jin to kill his own wife. Jin went to the roof and waited for the doctor. The child called him and said something had happened to mom and sister. "Come quickly." The doctor was heartbroken upon hearing about his daughter's death. Jin asked, "Why did you have your own wife killed?" The doctor said the insurance money would have saved them from ending up on the streets. But now that his daughter was also dead, he went crazy with rage and in his anger, he pushed Jin off the roof. Jin tried to stop him. But in the attempt, the doctor accidentally fell off the roof, resulting in yet another death by his hands. This was the incident Jin's mind had suppressed. Finally, Jin regained consciousness. He saw that Yoseok was beside him. Yoseok said the victim's family wants justice and he can't let him go. "I'm going to poison you." But Jin said to apologize to that boy on his behalf. Hearing this, Yoseok understood that Jin remembered everything. Then Yoseok asked why he did all this. Who was behind all this? Then he revealed a secret. The little boy who was counting from 1 to 100 that night was Yoseok himself. Jin was shocked. Yoseok asked, "Why didn't you kill me as well? Why did you let me live?" "Yes, I've had to live in an orphanage since childhood till today. I had a whole family, you took everything away. My whole life, I only wanted revenge against you." Jin was left speechless. Only a sorry came out of his mouth. But sorry wasn't enough. Yoseok wanted to know if his father had his mother killed for insurance. Jin lied and said no, someone else sent him, and what he did alone. Yoseok's heart wanted to believe it, but his mind didn't. He asked again, was it truly just a coincidence that his father got his mother insured 2 months before her death? Jin had no answer. Yoseok understood everything. Now both of them were left confused and conflicted. Neither Jin could live nor Yoseok. Both went their separate ways with their respective pain. This is the story of two unfortunate people. One who forgot his past and one who couldn't. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.